Stay standing. Thank you. All right, hey, stay standing. Turn to your person to your left and your right. Shake them and say, thank you for being here. Like you mean it. So good. So good. All right, so like Brent said, my name is Clayton Gits, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. Been selling real estate since 2005. So I got into this business because I had a really bad experience with my first realtor. Is anybody in real estate because I had a bad experience with a realtor? A couple people? Okay. So I get into business in 2005. I changed careers. I was actually selling pharmaceuticals for about 4.5 years legally. Thank you for laughing. Sympathy. So got into business in 2005. So I switched careers. I married the love of my life, and I found out that I had cancer all in that same year. And I share that with you intentionally because it's part of the reason that I'm at eXp Realty. So 2005, I joined this traditional real estate company, Long & Foster, for those of you that are familiar. Had a good first year. I had no clue what I was doing. Spent a lot of time door knocking in the snow. I don't recommend that. So fast forward 2005 to 2006, and this new real estate model hit my market, and I was recruited. I was asked to go have a beer with this recruiter. And he explained to me that this new real estate model was going to revolutionize the industry. And that new model was called Keller Williams Realty. So in 2006, without a lot of thought, I jumped ship. And I spent the next 11 years at Keller Williams Realty having a blast. So fast forward to 2015, and I'd grown my team, and Curtis, I think you said this earlier, so much of our success is dictated by others. So very little, I don't do a lot of things well, but I really try to attract people into my world that are much better than I am. My wife is like my number one, so much better than me. So when I make this transition and fast forward to 2015, about 76 million in sales volume, just surrounded by rock stars, having a blast. In February of 2015, my cancer came back for the second time. And I share this with you because it was in that moment that I had, for the first time in my life, I had clarity. And I had what one of my mentors calls mortality motivation. Now, I was never sick, so I want to be fair to anyone that has been touched by cancer in this room. I didn't have to go through what most people go through. But it gave me clarity around what kind of life that I wanted to live, because tomorrow is not what? It's not promised. So it gave me this motivation, this mortality motivation to be the kind of husband, to be the kind of son, to be the kind of friend, to be the kind of business owner, to be the kind of man that I believe that I was created to be. So I made this decision based on that clarity that I was going to leave Keller Williams and I was going to start this new independent real estate company, because you see, I was trading all of my time for money. When I got sick, I was working 7 days a week. I was missing the things that matter most. I have 2 baby girls. I have a wife that I absolutely adore. I'm 100% all in, but I was missing it because I was just caught up on that transaction treadmill. So I called my coach, Bob Corcoran, and I said, Bob, it's time. I'm going to go start my own brokerage, and I'm going to create this new model, and I'm going to crack the code, and I'm going to figure this thing out, and I'm going to work less. And he cuts me off, and he's laughing at me. And I said, Bob, why are you laughing? And he said, Clayton, I can't allow you to do that. And I think Kyle Whissel pretty much summed that up. So he knew better. And he said, Clayton, if you want more time freedom, why on earth are you going to go start your own brokerage? So I said, okay, Bob, what do I do? And he said, call Jeff Willems and talk to him about eXp Realty. Well, I knew Jeff well, and I said, there is no way that Jeff is leaving RE/MAX, because I tried to recruit him to Keller Williams years before, and he wasn't up for that. So I called Jeff. I said, Jeff, talk to me. Like, are you really serious about joining this company that nobody's ever heard of? This was 2 years ago. And Jeff said, Clayton, we just spent $76,500 to terminate our Remax franchise early. And I said, Jeff, tell me. I said, tell me, brother. Why'd you do this? Tell me about EXP. And this was brilliant, guys. This was brilliant. Brent, you trained him well. Jeff said, no. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to talk to you about EXP. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? Like, I was pumped up. Tell me about it. Like, I'm ready. Sell me. He said, Clayton, I'm going to send you a webinar. Brilliant. Brilliant. Within 15 minutes of watching that webinar, I was all in. I was done. I knew that I had found the next evolution of the real estate model, and so here we are. So here's the coolest thing. Over the past 2 years, what I've discovered, is there an echo? It's just up here, right? Okay. So one of the biggest things I've discovered about this opportunity is that this opportunity forces you, if you want to go big, for things to change, what has to happen? You have to change. If you want more, you better become more. And it's time to level up our thinking. I discovered that in order for me to attract the kind of people into my space that I wanted to attract into my world, that I had to become those people. So thus continued my journey of just constantly working on myself. And there are men and women in this room that are selling 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 homes a year. Why? Why? When others are not. Why? Does everybody have 24 hours in a day, yes or no? So what's the difference? What's the difference? So I disagree. The first thing is that Curtis thought that he could. Jay thought that he could. I spent a lot of time with a lot of agents that it's time to level up. It's time. Oprah has what's called destiny thinking. So it's just time to go there. When is enough enough? When is enough enough of just playing small? We heard this yesterday. It serves no one. So in order to attract agents into my world that I want to be around, then I just gotta be better. I just gotta be more. So here's what I want to kind of wrap this thing up with. You know, one of the things that I've learned over the years of just going through some stuff like we all do, life, is that you start with the question, and you've all heard this. The question is why? Why do we do it? Why do we get out of bed every day? What's the purpose? And my wife takes that even further. She said, honey, you need to have a why that actually makes you cry. You need a why that makes you emotional. If your why is not big enough so that it forces you to change your daily habits, then you need to go deeper. So that's the first question, is why. The second question is why not? Why not? Why not you? Third question is why not now? Why not right now? You realize that we're the only species on the planet that can walk out of this room and make a decision to change a habit or change course right now, in this very moment. If you're not where you want to be, you can change that. Do birds have to fly south in the winter, yes or no? Why? Why? They're programmed. Are we? No. So here's what I just want to end this, guys, by saying, Gene and Rob was telling his story yesterday about when he got sick and what he was thinking about and what was going on in his mind. The only thing that I could think about when I got sick for the second time was, what are my two baby girls going to do without their daddy? What is going to happen? How is my wife going to carry on without me? And that number right there for me represents so much more than I can possibly tell you guys. That number to me represents an asset that is willable, that if something ever happened, and by the way, I always forget to tell people, I'm completely healthy, life is good, but if something ever, thank you, but if something ever happened to me, that number right there represents freedom for my wife. My wife never has to work another day in her life because of that. So, Brent, thank you, brother. Jeff, thank you. And I am so blessed and so excited to be in business with each and every one of you. And let's just level up our thinking in 2019. Thank you.